In the world of film, there are certain movies that stand above the rest, casting their shadows over everything that comes after. Each week, we discuss these keystone films and the copycats that they inspire. This season on Keystone Copycats, The Point Breakdown. Hello and welcome to Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach. I, of course, am your host, Zach, and he, of course, is your other host,
Chuck Lee Cheese. Each week, we take the time to study. That's the intro where you go, like you're holding in a bong rip.
It's a calculated pause.
It's a calculated
that
pause
was intentional
for your weed habit. Baby trapped. I actually just watched that the other day too. That's Road Warrior.
It's a good movie. I don't hate it.
For years, we talked about how in Road Warrior, he did a dramatic pause when he was talking about how the car was going to explode. One full swoop and baby trapped. It ended up being not as dramatic as we made it out, but we embellished it quite a bit over the years without watching the movie.
Well, it's because it's fun.
Yep. Everyone, we got some new stuff. Zach's got a big old brand new monitor.
No, I don't.
And
I bought this a year ago.
And I got these matching headphones with Zach.
You know, I literally
they are pinching my glasses a little bit.
You don't have glasses.
They're pinching your glasses.
I did literally just listen to the episode where I had just gotten the new monitor and told you about it.
It looks like you're desperately looking through your notebook, hoping that you took notes for this. Like someone is trying to find their homework that they know they didn't do, but they're just hoping to God.
I hope I wrote my paper. I hope I wrote that paper while I was sleeping.
You were like, maybe someone else took notes for this movie and I can find it in this notebook.
No, I was trying to find my my season 2 rankings.
Yep.
Which I did. I found them.
My son and I were driving to you, and he came up with a clever idea.
Oh, boy.
He said, "Are you going to stop and get a coffee?" I was like, "I would like to, but I don't think there's one on the way." He said, "Oh, because I was thinking there's something you could do to Zach to really annoy him." I was like, "Go ahead." He goes, "Every time he talks, you just take a sip real loud." And then eventually he'd say, "Hey, stop that, Chris." And you'd say, "But I'm so thirsty." That's his routine. He wanted me to do on the show. Like, he thinks we do setups like that. Like I walk in with jokes for you.
And where is he wrong? Is what I want to know.
I don't walk in with the jokes for you.
If you had any doubt if you were actually his father, that's gone.
I just love that. Oh, but I'm so thirsty.
Oh, I'm just so thirsty.
Like every time you speak. No, I did write that. As I said, I don't write down the jokes. I did write that down, so I'd remember to tell you. But it was like, oh, was that funny or something? So now, I think he's going to start writing down notes like I do throughout the day.
Well, you've created another one.
Cloned me. This is exciting.
I tried to take like a drink by the mic so you would hear it, and it would be like, I
already forgot.
It'd be like your joke.
I'd already forgotten.
But like, it didn't make any sound.
Try it again.
No, it just doesn't make a sound. It's a new water bottle. Doesn't make a sound.
Oh, if it falls in the woods,
the other one
we wouldn't know.
My old water bottle, when you take a drink out of it, it sounds like you're hitting a bong.
No way.
Yeah. Okay, listen. All right.
It's got a bubbler.
All right, be extra quiet. Okay, ready?
This is dumb.
Nothing. You can't hear anything. It's bullshit.
Fuck all this movie nonsense. Let's just we'll get new containers for you to suck.
We'll buy water bottles every week, and we'll see. We'll determine which is the loudest. We'll get every water bottle, every different type, every brand, every size, and we'll rank them from quietest to loudest.
I like that the show will only be 2 minutes long each week. It'll really save.
Oh no! We're gonna pad it out good.
We're busy men. We're busy.
Are we?
Men.
I'm not busy at all.
Between the two of us, we have one job.
I'd say we have 3/4 of a
raise
job
all the
between
kids
the two
that
of us.
You got. We have to raise them. They're the future, Zach.
I believe it. Even heard a song about it once, believing that they're the future. So how you doing?
Not good.
Oh,
I think that I am to blame for my family's old
Problems?
PC. Yeah. I did remember when I was watching Independence Day, of course, and I remember
As one does.
that Taco Bell, I believe it was, gave away a prize when Independence Day came out. Like,
Okay.
when you bought a meal, they give you the toy or the
Was
disc.
it like a CD with?
It was a
with
CD
free internet on it.
with free internet on it or whatever it was. No, it was like you've got to upload the virus to the alien thing because that's what they did in the movie. And I remember, like, you had to get, like, 5 discs, let's say, 5 discs from the Taco Bell, and then you had to upload them to, like, kill the aliens.
So you'd use your taco discs.
I only remember uploading something that said virus half installed and then getting caught. Like, so.
Okay.
So what my dad came down on was me intentionally uploading a virus onto our computer that I got at Taco Bell.
I don't think that's a real virus, though. I don't think that was.
No, I know. What I'm saying is,
Do you?
I don't think he ever believed that I didn't upload the virus to his computer because he was real conservative and paranoid. And just imagine your stoner shitty son. You coming downstairs and there's just that skull, like laughing, like virus 1/5 installed.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Huh.
that was a memory.
That's pretty good. I like that memory. That's a good memory.
I mean, because here's the thing: if Andy goes to Taco Bell, and then if at any point he's coming back from a situation where he's at Taco Bell and said, "I'm going to put the disc now in your computer," you're not going to do that.
No, I wouldn't let my son
You
put
were
a
just at
Taco
Taco
Bell disc
Bell.
in my computer. You've already made one bad choice today. Why wouldn't you make a second?
I love that it's a Taco Bell disc. That's what it is. You might as well just be putting a lid in there, like the lid for a super drink, and shove it into my PC.
Yeah, but it still has like the residue of Baja Blast on it.
Oh man, I'm not doing too bad. How you doing? I was building a cabin yesterday and was sweltering.
I saw that. I saw some
Sweltering
pictures.
hot.
And
I yelled at my son, and it was very hot, like a sauna. And he said, I came back and I was like 23 and a half, trying to say the numbers out loud for the wood I had to cut. And he goes, 7 1/4. I was like, what are you doing? He goes, you said you remembered that. He's like, 7 1/4. I said, stop saying that. I'm trying to remember a new number. He said, but you told me to remind you. I said, I always got new numbers I'm thinking of. I yelled out, I always
You're a
got new
psycho.
numbers I'm thinking of. I'm always coming up with new numbers.
Are you a
He
robot?
He didn't. Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with
I'm
you?
making up the new numbers.
I got the calculations. Son, remember. Write it down.
Just getting yelled at. There's no way he's gonna win in a situation where I'm working, doing math, and sweaty. Like he's always gonna get yelled at.
Yeah, those are 3
I'm always
things.
out there trying to get new numbers.
Yeah, those
and
are
he's
3
fucking
things
me
that are
up.
problems for you. And doing all 3 at once is like, oh boy.
I was on the ladder with tools. There's a lot. There was a lot happening in that cabin. Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't do that?
Didn't do anything. Never done anything. Dude, my baby she's 7 months old and she is having like the worst possible sleep ever. So like, and I think I figured it out. Today I think I figured it out that she's just like, her sleep cycle is pushed back a few hours. And this sounds boring, but it really is just for me to complain that like, I got woken up at 1 a.m. last night and had to like stay up with her until 4 when she was like, all right, now I'll go to sleep, which was some real bullshit.
Well, I think it's important that you be woke. You need to be aware.
Yeah, maybe she was just looking out for me. Maybe all my sleepiness today is worth it. Maybe she's just maybe she's just been hanging out with Barack Obama.
The way I meant woke was are we talking about Rocco?
That's right.
Oh man, I forgot about that. The butter. And we
Can't have
we
butter.
We could have butter on the counter if it wasn't for that damn Rocco.
That's one of my favorite things that you've ever overheard.
Fuck
You've
that
overheard
guy.
some ridiculous
I
bullshit.
don't like how close he got to me to fucking tell me that. It was ridiculous. It did not matter, dude.
Ain't
And
got
also,
no butter.
There's so much butter out there. You need to settle the fuck down. Just because you're
Look, Tubbo, the
you're
last thing you need is
you're
more butter.
Oh, no, he was rail skinny. He was that kind of trash.
Oh.
He was a rail skinny kind of trash.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking idiot. Sorry about that, everyone.
I think he sounds great.
I sound great, by the way.
So what's funny is, like,
I can really hear me.
You've
now.
complained about like, the headphone. I need my headphones turned up like a couple of times, which is to say like 8 or 9 times.
This is great.
And it turned out that your incredibly cheap headphones that came with our like mixer,
Yep.
they were just going out. They were dying on you.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
and now they all
that I never thought like, oh, I'll swap these out and see. Like, I'm bad at my job, which I don't have.
You know what I found out today?
I don't.
I think White Castle is having problems.
Okay.
Well, I drove by
Elaborate.
one. No, it says temporarily closed, and I'm like, that's not true. Because it's been temporarily closed for a long time.
You misread it.
Happening.
It said temporary closed.
And then another one was all black.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah,
it's gone.
It's going through a goth phase.
It's gone.
What is it?
Is it?
Is it? No, I mean, like, first off, whoever bought that and painted it black, like, no, that's a White Castle. That's a goth White Castle. What are you going to do in there? First off,
if your soul is as dark as this building, come eat at Black Castle. Fuck.
It's going to smell like fucking pure asshole, whatever you're doing. Even if it's a fish fry, even if it's like a fried fish place, you're going to walk in and go, ugh, like White Castle.
What do you mean, even if? You're like, oh, even if it's a place that smells worse, it's going to smell bad. Like,
you're cooking fish in that motherfucker.
That is not anywhere close to a best case of anything.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be like, oh, it's our farmer's market with the old onion bun smell. Or not onion bun,
Gross.
but onions and bun. Not onion bun, but onion bun.
You think that's where bunions came from?
But
Someone put some onions on their bun?
Bun.
Bunyan, un. Yes. Yes.
What's up with the White Castles? They're all going down.
Who cares?
It's fucking Titanic. It's trouble.
Okay.
Well, hang on. You can't be like that, okay? Some of those are franchises, and those are hardworking Americans that just want to serve you a slider.
I've never had one in my life.
I
know this hits close to home because your parents had a White Castle themed wedding.
Yeah,
but like
that's true. But
nobody cares about White Castle.
No.
You know, maybe the Black Castle is like a formal White Castle where you have to wear a tux.
It doesn't seem like we should be saying Black Castle, by the way.
I'm not going to call it a Black White Castle. That doesn't make sense. It's a formal White Castle. Ooh, Black Tie Castle. That's what it's called.
And we better drop this.
It's where you have. It's where
I'm
you have
get myself
weddings,
in a lot of trouble if I say what's on my
mind. Business meetings,
doing a
galas.
Parody. Doing a parody.
Okay,
is what that castle is doing. Anyway, what do you think it's gonna be? The Black Castle.
Honestly, a vape store.
Ugh, you're right. Or cell phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say vape / cell phone store. Yeah.
I don't know how much incense or vaping. Does vape smell? Vape doesn't.
It can.
Smell. You got to put a lot of stuff in.
No, it's like they have like
scent go
an
away.
added scent sometimes. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do.
You know what'd be smart? Is the first year, whatever,
not vaping,
whatever they're gonna be, the first year they just sell box fans, and they just have them go on 24/7 to blow that fucking stank out. And then after the first year, when sales are up, you switch the business. Unless it's doing great, then you keep selling the box fans.
My wife had me like pick up Chinese for dinner last night, and I went to this place in like that little strip mall by like where we grew up. And
this is the Chuck E. Cheese by my house.
No, it's the Chinese place.
Remind me to tell you about that.
No, it's the Chinese place. You know it. It's next to the hardware store.
Okay.
Anyways, I go in and like, give them my name, whatever. They were like, okay, it'll be a couple minutes. And I'm like looking around, and there's like a counter on the wall.
Store?
Yeah, it is an ice cream shop as well.
It's just an ice cream store that sells sweet and sour chicken.
But there's like a counter along the wall. And I look over, and there's a bunch of stuff on it.
Like a mathematician. A counter.
And there's a bunch of stuff on it that's just for sale. And it's just like personal items. There's like a bottle of like hand sanitizer moisturizing cream that's like, it's a hand sanitizer, but it also has a moisturizer in it so it doesn't dry your hands out.
But there's always just the one. It's not like they bought
it is just one
case. They have this stuff from
There's a space heater.
Yep.
There's an AC unit. There is, what was the other thing that was funny? I don't remember. There was one more. And then there was also a stack of plates, just like dinner plates.
Yeah.
And like every single item had a handwritten sign that started off at a certain price. And I remember the plate one. So it's $12 each, crossed out. $8 each, crossed out. $6 each, take it. That's what it said. Every single thing had 3 prices crossed out, and then the last one said, take it at the lowest price. And I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Did they forget to cross out the third one and just said, fuck it, free?
No,
no. Do this.
It's so cheap. It's so
It's
cheap.
half price. You gotta take it.
When I looked at it, I kind of thought, like, well, those are nice plates. Maybe I could buy a couple plates. And then I was like, no, I didn't buy plates.
Well, you should have just took them.
I didn't buy. Oh, there was also a crew neck sweatshirt that was like a teen medium that just said love on it. I was like, what is happening?
I wear
here?
a teen medium.
And it still had like the tag on it from the store.
Man.
It was weird. It was very strange. I was like, what is happening here?
You fucking fool.
There was also
you don't know a good deal.
There was also in like the cooler with like the sodas, it said all bottles $1.50. And then there was a smaller thing that said most cans $1. And I was like, what is it $1? Is it cheaper? Is it more expensive? I need to know.
It's a language barrier, Zach. You just don't understand.
I loved it.
Okay? Take it. Or leave it.
$6. Take it. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, they've been like that for a long time. They just started, I should say about...
It's like they're having a yard sale in their business.
The last time I was there was probably about a decade ago.
Really?
They just started selling shit. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know why you're just selling random things.
Yeah.
Because once again, it wasn't like, oh, we bought a case of lotion. There was 8 of them and here buy 8. It's always just, no, we got this, didn't like it. Do you want it? Take it.
Although it also kind of feels like we've got one. If it sells, we'll put another one out and see if that one sells, and then we'll put another one out. Like, I don't get it.
I got a feeling that they could have sold those plates for $6 each all along, and that was.
I think it started with that sign because they were all the same. There's no way they marked each thing down 3 times.
Yeah, they have kids in there. This child labor. They're just like, fuck it, make them do something.
Yeah,
but no, that's how they get you because you're like, fuck. I'm like, this is going to be a deal, and they're not going to go a 4th time. They're not going to lower it 4 times. We'll just go. They list
Take
that
it.
off. They do 12, 9, 6, and they cross them off to make it look like, oh, can't get any cheaper.
That's what I'm saying. I think they just did that to begin with. I don't think it was ever actually $12.
Oh, then we're on the same page.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Oh, yeah.
The one that says, take it.
Yeah, ice cream page.
So weird.
Ice cream store page. Sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
You want to talk about the movie? Or like, is that,
Wait, do we do
is that how we
movies here?
transitioned
Hang on.
to this?
Let me search for my notes real quick.
I'll launch into it there, buddy.
This little picture is a picture called Point Break. But wait, haven't we already done Point Break on this show? Didn't we do a whole season about it? Didn't we call it the Point Breakdown?
I'm sorry.
Wait, is this a remake?
Sorry, everybody. That was I got excited. This is Jack.
No more. So this is from 2015. It's a remake. And it's directed by Erickson Core. Erickson Core.
Yep.
Doesn't Erickson Core sound like something that Naomi Watts would invent in Boss Level?
Stop it.
I gotta get the Erickson Core back in the Osiris signal.
It does.
That's his name. His first name is Erickson.
I love it. That's incorrect. That's the last name.
So this is starring Edgar Ramirez, Luke Bracey, Teresa Palmer, Delroy Lindo, and Ray Winstone. I don't know any of those people except for the last 2.
You really don't need to.
Yeah.
Can you
give us a synopsis?
Well.
Well.
Yeah. Fake ass Point Break. There's one.
Hang on.
You happy with that?
I
didn't like this. Okay, I didn't like what happened here. I don't like what we had to do. I didn't like the project. Do you want another one? 2 wannabes suck egg. And there's another synopsis for you. You want to go for a third?
So the synopsis from the first Point Break was 2 surfers are fucking awesome. Point Break. I believe that was the synopsis.
Oh, yeah?
I believe.
Did you write it?
No. No.
I think
that was IMDb.
It might have been you. Yeah.
I think that was IMDb.
Yeah.
All right, give me the third.
That was
give me a third.
IMDC. That's because I'm Chris. All right. Okay, now for real, here it is. 2 dads are disappointed with their kids for making this movie. This movie sucked.
Two dads are disappointed in themselves for agreeing to watch this for their podcast.
Guys, did you remember last week I said you had to watch this fucking movie with me? I wasn't going to take one for the team, right? Well, did you? Did you?
The funniest
Because you'll
thing-
understand my disappointment. I didn't know it was going to be like this.
You didn't know how bad it was going to be?
I didn't know that it...
You didn't know how
a lot-
influenced by Dark Knight Rises it was going to be, but in the worst way.
Yeah. For those of you who didn't watch it, and fuck you because we had an agreement, I don't know how to... It's like...
It's on HBO Max. Go watch it now.
It's like all... There's nothing entertaining to say. It's not bad in a good way.
It's not so bad that it's fun.
It's so bad in this is disappointing and embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of this movie was, this is really very...
they did this.
I wouldn't even say immature. It's not immature writing. It's not naive. It's just douchey.
So,
what do I want to say? It's like this is someone's third movie, and they've been getting away with this behavior kind of thing. This isn't someone's first movie where they just didn't understand or they were going real big and epic. This is, you knew what you were fucking doing. And they had a pretty goddamn big budget for this, too. Why on earth? They were like, all right, no, everyone loves Point Break. It's Keanu Reeves. It's fucking Bodie. Oh, I can't think of his
Patrick
name.
Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. Holy shit. Gary Busey. All these names are like, let's cast
Dr. Cox.
people that no one knows.
Edgar
Why
Ramirez.
did they do
He was
this?
he was in a David O. Russell movie. He was good in that movie, I guess, but
Why did they do this? In the beginning, I was
they missed the point entirely.
Yeah, they try to act like they just reinvented Point Break, but really no, they were telling a different story, and they were like, oh fuck, we got to make this Point Break. That's right. Like they literally were taking the best parts of Point Break and throwing them, and I do mean throwing them into the movie. Oh, by the way, I'm in with the FBI. Oh yeah, well we knew the whole time.
We knew you were a cop, but we thought we could save you.
What was that? When he said, I'm an FBI agent, I went, what are you doing? Like, why on earth did
Why are
he
you
do
telling
it
him this?
right then and there?
Yeah.
Because about 10 minutes prior, I checked the time, and I was like, there's 45 minutes left. They still have a lot that they could touch on. And then about 10 minutes later, I'm with the FBI for no good reason.
So, okay.
It's literally like they were halfway through the heist, and he goes, oh, by the way, I'm with the FBI. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That's not the time to do that.
I think he says it
There
at
was
that
no
time.
reason you needed to.
I think he says it at that time specifically because he thinks that people are going to get hurt and he needs to tell him why he stopped. I don't know, whatever. But, okay, here's my thought about Bodhi in this movie. He's like a shitty
He's
Bane.
a tool. Yeah.
So much of what is wrong with this movie is stuff that they took from, like, Dark Knight Rises, but they forgot that part of, and a large part of what makes Point Break so good is that it's fun, that it knows it's a silly action movie. This takes itself way too seriously.
I'm not going to go down the cosmic headache of us destroying the world and somehow activists are going to save it bullshit that they wanted to project all over the place. How, in what way, shape, or form whatsoever was them doing these 8 stunts going to save the planet? How did that make any fucking sense? And why did they keep saying it over and over that they were going to not change the world?
So here's the thing.
Save literally save the planet.
Doing the stunts.
By doing these stunts.
Doing the stunts wasn't what saved the planet. Doing the stunts was what helped them to reach Nirvana. And
no,
what
it wasn't about reaching Nirvana.
No. But it was to help them reach Nirvana. But the crimes that they committed along with each stunt is how they paid back the Earth for giving it this experience.
No, that was parts. That was parts.
So that's how they were going to save the world.
But, okay.
I hate this movie.
Okay.
It sucks.
Okay. You know what? That's fine because you couldn't deliver what I just asked for because it's impossible. So that's still okay.
They're not. No,
We're still on the
you're
same
right.
page
They
it's
say they're
stupid.
going to save the world, but they're not. They're dumb.
And that's what I'm saying. In no way, it's not like, well, through their eyes they didn't. No, not through their eyes. Even if they did achieve this, it didn't change anything.
It doesn't change anything. Exactly.
You know, the only thing it could have done is they reached Nirvana. They literally said, this is not about reaching Nirvana, which is the only thing they could have left with after they were done, is we wanted to achieve Nirvana. And then you go, okay, there you go.
Okay, then
You
it's a
did it.
personal thing, and it's kind of selfish and whatever.
Fucking stupid. They went out of the way to go, but that's not it.
But right, to take this like
100%.
personal thing that's like, oh, you could be going for this, and then to make it like, no, but we're saving the world. Like, no, you're
Listen.
fucking not, man. Why do they have to make
Listen,
Bodhi a hero in
for
it? You
a
know?
long part of my life, I was an environmentalist. Pretty extreme, would you say, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sad that we're destroying the world. I just feel a little bit helpless. The part where he
a little more
said-
cynical about it.
The part where he said, and we were on the boat, and we went between a whaling ship and the whales. I went, go fucking kill yourself. What is wrong with you? I'm just like, stop it. This is so cheesy.
Yeah.
This is set up that like, oh, we're gonna protect the whale. No, you fucking weren't. You knew you weren't gonna do anything.
The
Of
only way
course
to
it
protect
rammed
those
you. What's wrong
whales-
with you fucking moron?
The only way to protect those whales is to go in there with guns to stop them.
That's what I said. I told my fiance. I said if they really want to do something, they would have sank the ship. As in,
Yep.
they're doing all this the pay it back behavior, whatever. Why didn't they sink it? Why did they drive in front of a ship and act like it wasn't going to destroy
Why weren't
the
they
ship?
eco-terrorists? Why isn't that a thing? Like, I'm okay with that. That was a big like thing in the 90s was eco-terrorists who are out there taking down whaling ships and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're
but
going to destroy the mine because we're pulling gold out of it. You're like,
because they're
"Wait,
fucking
what?"
cowards. Like, they're cowards, so they're not gonna fucking destroy shit.
Well, if you're only gonna watch one part of this movie, though, the opening with
Make
the
it the
money,
Prestige.
with the money, that was badass. When the money was floating away,
That's cool.
midair,
That's
like
cool.
that was a cool visual. But this movie was all what's the what he called it, poly sports or whatever is it?
Oh yeah. Polyathlete or whatever.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't care how talented you are. I don't think one person could do all those activities and be perfect at it. And I get that's the whole,
Yeah.
no one could survive. It's like, no,
No
what I'm
one
saying
could pull
is,
the Ozaki
this is-
8.
what I'm saying is this is dumb. Because people spend their whole lives to get good at one of them. So it's not like that's the thing. He was good. It's like, no, what I'm saying is you can't be good at all. You can't be perfect.
You can't be
at all of
that
them.
good at all of these things.
Like, that's why this is stupid.
Well, but what's funny is they talk about Ozaki as though he's like this like guy from like the 50s who pioneered all this stuff.
No, it was
and then
like
later,
10 years. It was
later
like
you
10
find
years
out
ago.
that like she like grew up with him, and you're like, what?
Oh.
Okay,
And he did 3. He did 3 base jumps and he died. And they're like, oh man,
he did 3 of them.
And then he fucking fell into a whale.
You know what I think? I think he turned into a whale.
What? Like he ate too much and just got fat? and
Yeah,
floated into
yeah,
the
that's
sea?
what I meant. Not like some sort of magical
Not
transformation.
Like, not
where
like
now he's
Jonah,
a
where
whale.
he's in the whale. It's just
That's a
he
fish.
became yeah,
It's a
you're right.
great fish.
You're right. That's where the that's where it becomes nonsensical.
So the
no one
Ozaki
said whale,
8
you idiot.
The Ozaki
Said
8
tuna.
is the 50-year storm, but stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. It's the 50-year storm, but stupid.
I wrote down
Like, the fact that-
Osaki 8. And I was waiting. I'm like, okay, that's important. I'm going to have a note. Look what I wrote. Osaki 8. And then nothing, because I'm like, oh, is this nothing? Okay, nothing. I just have to remember.
No.
that
Here's the
term.
thing.
Look at this. This almost a full page of notes in the first 2 minutes because I'm just fucking
There's so much anger.
Just angry going through. Number 1, let's start off in the beginning.
It's stupid that
I
Utah's into
thought-
extreme sports.
I thought, I thought Jeff was going to be one of them, and this was going to be a flashback. I thought this was like the end and the beginning kind of thing, and then Jeff was going to be one of them. And I wrote big bold letters, no one gives a fuck about a guy named Jeff. So I thought that was
like
going to
your
be
dad?
No, Jeff's a dumb name. You would never, you never have a character named Jeff that the audience is supposed to care about. No one cares about Jeff.
Okay.
I don't like that name, dude.
All right.
Not winning me over. No, I love my dad and everything, but I wouldn't cast him.
Sure, you waited till he was dead to say his name was dumb. Wow. You're fucking coward. He's going to kick your ass.
But yeah, like, okay, like I didn't see the Jeff death coming. And then
Yeah.
when he died, I went, okay.
Okay, but from
Like,
a
it still didn't affect me.
quickly from like
Where were they going to go when they got to that peak?
they were going to jump back over.
What? No, they didn't have any run room.
They couldn't.
What was the point? Was
fucking
the
know, man.
helicopter going to be like, all right, now jump on and leave the place
But also,
forever?
here's the thing, like, it's such like a, like, all this extreme sports stuff is meant to look really cool and big and like cinematic. It looked like shit.
Now,
The coloring was terrible. It was this like kind of muddy green. Like it's fucking ugly. It looks terrible.
The base diving. Now, I'll start off giving him credit.
That's cool as hell.
If gun to your head and someone's like, I'm gonna kill Zach unless you base jump, I'd be like, I'm not doing it. I'm too fucking scared. I'm not saying that I would do it. What I'm saying is that looks stupid. You can't look cool in the bat suit thing.
It looks like it would be fucking insane to do.
It looks stupid as shit. You have to be crazy to do it. I wouldn't do it. But also, it doesn't look cool. There was a good 4 minutes. I think they played a whole song for them to do the base jump, and I'm like, it looks dumb. That was really dumb.
Yeah. Well, and so many cutaways were clearly like, oh, this is a helicopter shot. It looks fucking good. Cut to a GoPro shot that looks like such shit. It is so bad looking. And like, this is 7 years ago this movie comes out, and like, it blows my mind like how far filmmaking technology has come, like digital cameras and like especially like even action cameras. It's like, oh, that's like an old GoPro that looks like shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the snowboarding scene, they clearly punched,
that sucked.
They clearly punched in on the same shot a few times.
Yeah, and that one is actually the worst of like the action footage that I noticed for sure. It just, like I said, it just looks like it's all with old GoPros.
Why? So this movie just kept forgetting what the fuck it was supposed to be doing.
Saving the world, bro.
They get to the top of the mountain. They do that thing. They're like, all right, this is the, I don't even care which number it was. This is the 5th test and whatever. And all right, let's go. And they go for about 45 seconds and look like they stop about a quarter of the way on the mountain. They're like, all right, let's get out of here. We got something to do. I'm like, well, isn't the whole thing is that you have to complete the whole journey? But also, like, why would you stop like a quarter of the way?
Because that's where it's safe.
What? Then why was that part of the?
I don't know, man.
Why was that the destination or the challenge? Or
I feel like
whatever.
the idea.
And why was it that the first 3, as they're doing, they're doing the give back thing as they're doing the stunts, and then they do a couple stunts without like they were so inconsistent.
They do the give back, but they don't do it with the stunt.
Yeah, but then at the end they're like, all right, now we'll do it again. Now we'll give it some give back, and now we'll blow up this mountain. And you're like, wait, what?
So
it was so you would think for every time they did a stunt, they had to do a give back, but no, it was just whenever they do.
It's just not at the same time.
No,
that's how he tracked them. Is because there was like crimes related to
3.
These.
Yes.
No.
Then it
in
was
similar
like,
places.
Nah.
Yeah, there were.
I mean, it's bad.
The last
one,
but
that bank. Luckily, they were camped out on that mountain. They got there insanely fast. Like, they literally were like, all right, they're going to rob that one bank. The only bank that's open on Saturday up on that mountain. And then they just, like, cut to, all right, we're up here with the bank. Like,
here we are, ready for the robbery.
You know what I'm saying? They got there the exact same time as the bank robbery was happening. By the way,
shitty movie.
They shoot the 2 guys, and you're like, oh, the reveal is going to be it wasn't them. They paid some other guys to go rob this bank as a distraction, and then they're doing something else.
Smart.
And then
this movie is not smart
because it pauses and like they take a beat and they slow down the film, and then there's like the reveal where the guy takes off his helmet. It's gonna be someone else. No, it was just Roach, who then got shot. They reveal that it's him. Yep. He pulls off his mask to show everyone who he really is.
Okay, but like,
and then they kill him.
Are you trying to like
what?
Are you trying to like downplay the emotional impact of when Utah takes them further down that mountain and Chowder dies? Chowder?
Yeah. Which also...
His name's Chowder.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares about a person called Chowder?
I had a joke about how he became Chowder.
Looks like Chowder's going in the soup. That's what you said.
So he tumbles down, and I go, okay, we're going to see a cut where he has a parachute on. And they're like, oh, he's dead. And I go, oh, weird, they're just killing people off. Once again, I don't care. I don't care that anyone's dying. I'm like, oh, shit, Chowder's dead. Didn't know his name, so I don't care.
No, when Utah's upset, like, we got to go back for Chowder, you're like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Then because my fiance was like, who died? I said, the red one. That's what I said. Like, I'm like, Raphael died. Like, I was 21 sure at that point. So I'm like, Raphael's dead. And then they go to the clique or whatever, and they see him again.
Al
And then
Farik.
the guy wearing red comes out, and I go, "Oh, is Chowder still alive?" Because I didn't know who anyone was.
No, they
because
just wore different
apparently
colors.
They had expendable people in that group that some came and some didn't.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, it's stupid.
It wasn't because I'm like, oh,
This is a bad movie.
They're only doing 3 guys in the beginning. They're only doing 3 guys, and then Utah is going to become the 4th.
Which isn't even his name. His name isn't even Utah.
Then I found out that, oh no, sometimes people come in because Chowder dies a second time, and I swear to God the same guy comes back. I think the original Chowder comes back, and I'm like, wait, who is dying?
Yeah.
Who are these people? They all look the same. They're all like,
Yeah.
What national are they? Like from Portugal? Like what?
They're all like, yeah, they're all from like Spain or something.
But
and
they
you're like,
look.
oh, okay.
I mean, they look very similar. Besides,
all look the
Roach
same.
with the cut in his face, they're all like, no, you guys look very much alike.
The thing with most of the cast of the like Bodhi gang is like all those are people who like auditioned to play Bodhi and didn't get it, but they're like, we'll give you a different part, not too close to Bodhi, so you won't seem so similar. And then
Okay.
you're just his gang.
Okay,
You're Chowder.
not Utah's tattoo. All right. I'm giving you 3 options of what it could be. All right, so dragon,
Okay.
roots of a tree,
Okay.
splattered paint. You want me to cheat? It's all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's all of them.
Someone threw paint trying to make a tree. It looked like a dragon. They said, "Put that on me. Put that on my chest." If that's
forever.
if
Give
that's
it to
his
me.
real, what was that? What was his chest tattoo?
I don't fucking know.
Also, what was Lori Petty's doppelganger's name?
Samsara. That was her name.
Okay, I don't know how to say this. Anything when she was there, were you like, is that the same woman? Every time she was on screen, I'm like, is that the same one? And she
here's
looks
the thing.
different every time. She started looking very sick.
I knew
by the way,
she did
like
look kinda
very sick.
I knew she was the same woman because she's the only woman in the movie.
I know, but because of what they kept doing with Chowder,
Well,
they kept switching them out on me. I'm like, that's not the same one because the one who's swimming, I'm like, oh, she's pretty attractive. And then she got AIDS and she came on. She's like, I'm sick.
Like
And then
initially,
she's like, I'm sick and I have a star tattoo, kind of.
initially you thought he was Manhattan clam chowder, and then he turned out to be like
And then
New England clam chowder.
And then she
'Cause one of
must
them's
have been faking the diagnosis because then she was like, I'm also a bank robber.
Yeah, that was wild. Because Lori Petty, like Tyler is not actually a member of the gang. She like hangs out with these dudes, they're her people, but like she doesn't go on a fucking bank robbery.
No,
and also they did the thing of
first
fucking
off,
they did the
first
same
off.
thing as they went further, like we talked about in the original episode. They go further with Utah where he's not a rookie. He isn't even a full FBI agent yet.
Hey,
Stupid.
I streamlined this for you. Oh,
Yeah.
good. 17 months
Fast-tracked
later.
it.
Wait, what? He did that for no fucking reason. He literally throws a badge. Is that I fast line this for you? And he's like, okay. And then it just flashes 17 months later. You're like, well, why'd you even do it? Why did that matter?
Because he's been looking for him the whole time. Okay, so
Why
here's the
did
thing,
it
though.
matter that we rush you being an agent so you can bust him when you're going to wait over a year and a half?
Well, they're not waiting. They're keeping an eye out for those storms that they talked about that are not the 50-year storm, because obviously it happened less than 2 years later. Like, who the fuck? Like, it's so stupid because like the 50-year storm is a thing. It's like this is so rare that it happens twice in a century.
I'm aware.
Bells Beach, Australia.
I'm aware that guy, the French guy, was a billionaire, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, Al
But what I
Farik.
wrote down was, what a fucking waste of skateboards. Why were they skateboarding off that boat?
And then just kicking him into the ocean.
Yeah,
I don't know,
because
man.
they were all just gone. That's fucking dumb.
It's like $150 per. He doesn't care.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
Like, why weren't they tied to strings
Well, that's weird. They wouldn't do that.
on their noses? Like,
Yeah.
why wasn't it a noose so they could just jump off the boat?
So they
and
just
kill,
died.
and
Yeah,
kill
it's a great way to kill
themselves?
themselves.
What? He's our backer. What?
Why?
Why?
He appreciates what we do. Oh, okay.
Oh, shut up.
Okay. Here's the thing. He's a billionaire. How about
doesn't.
to save the world, you kill him because he is one of the worst things in the world.
No.
How about that?
You're not getting this at all. loves them.
They're hypocrites. You're getting it wrong. They're hypocrites.
Them.
So, okay, let me ask you about this. Didn't you think...
I haven't looked at my notes. I'm just going off pure hate, by the way.
Didn't you
I've
think
not looked at one of my notes.
that the fact that they operate all around the globe makes it even more stupid? No, well, yeah, so it should have been Interpol but don't you think it makes it even more stupid that they're trying to escape afterwards? Like, okay, Bodhi's gang operates in Los Angeles.
Yep.
They are leaving because the season is over.
Yep.
And that means they get away. Then they're gone, you know? You're an FBI agent that's within the country of the United States. So once they leave, that's it. Like, you know, Utah showing up in Australia at the end is like an extradition thing, but that's a lengthy process, you know?
Yep.
And he knew that that was happening and that he was going to be there. So, like, this is literally just like, let's roll the fucking dice. Let's see. Looks like there's a storm, so let's go out there and try to catch him.
No, at the end, remember, they were like, hey, guys, you know this was supposed to be Point Break, right? And they're like, oh, fuck. What did they do at the end of Point Break? Let's do that.
Yeah, but worse.
Yeah, no, they just inserted it. And also, was it my TV or was the movie, like, dragging? Or what I want to say? Like, it was like... It seemed like it was rendering in parts, like he was very slow moving, but I think that was intentional.
That might have been your internet.
Okay. I hope
that might have been your bad internet.
I hope, but goddamn, it seemed like he was going, he was a little pixelated.
So we've talked about this a lot, but I think like it's really important to hit like the Robin Hood angle for the ex-presidents is like such a weak way to go here. It's like storytelling without confidence in its own story or the audience. Like they don't think that like, you know, because in the original Point Break, Bodhi and his gang are charismatic and charming. You get why Utah would want to be with them and be a part of them. Like they're fun.
No, this is cop-out writing because they're quote-unquote doing the right thing, and if you didn't understand or didn't make sense, you just didn't get it.
They're pushing both of them too far into the, like, actually, they're pushing them both too far out of the gray area, which was what was so interesting about Point Break is that, like, you know, Bodhi Swayze is like, he's this charming, almost sociopath who's like...
But he didn't want to hurt anybody.
He didn't want to hurt, but until he did, and then that was okay.
Yeah.
But, like, this guy, like, this Bodhi is like... He's Robin Hood. He's a fucking hero. He's saving the world. And Utah...
I mean, he's not, but yeah, go ahead.
And Utah isn't this fucking square FBI agent. He came up in extreme sports, so they know who he is, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
like,
so his chief, or his boss, whatever...
Delroy Lindo?
They open it up just him being...
He backs him up so completely.
Him being stupid, by the way.
Yeah.
Because
like the movie.
So Utah, well, you know that's not actually my name, it's a nickname, and he's like, huh. He got that far. He got that far not knowing his fucking name. Didn't know that everyone was calling him by his nickname. That's what the writers told us, was that this
his
guy
boss
at
the FBI was such a dumbass, which is like proven even more by him like going with Utah's theory and being like, I'm gonna back you on this. Even though you're not an agent.
What fucking theory? Like, it's very obvious. Hey, the most loved, liked guys on the French billionaire's boat are the ones doing it. Yeah, I think everyone knew that.
No, we don't know.
I had forgotten that
You've got no evidence, Utah. That's Pappas.
I forgot that that was only his idea. I'm like, oh, did we not all know? It's very obvious.
One of the great things about Point Break is that it's rookie Utah paired up with veteran Pappas, who has this crazy theory that everyone kind of mocks, and Utah's and like, let's go with it. Like he backs his guy.
And this one, he's an acquired taste, and you're like, what's acquired about him? He's very, very.
He's charming.
No. You're talking about the guy that's supposed to be Pappas?
Oh no, he's not charming. He's nothing. He's
no, that's what I'm saying.
Nothing.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like he's an acquired taste. I'm like, no, he's just forgettable.
Yeah. He's nothing.
You literally forget
he is nothing. He's just like a stick in the mud, like regular agent.
Yeah, like
what the fuck is? even worth talking about him. He does nothing. He goes on that boat and he's like hanging out with those girls and he's like, ha ha ha. And you're like, oh, he's just an old fucking horn dog. That's it.
Yeah, he says you're wasting the FBI's money. Like, they're wasting the Frenchman's money, but you're wasting the FBI's. I'm like, well, you're like, what are you doing? And that's all I can think about is, like, who the fuck are you?
You're wasting their money, Utah.
Like,
oh, Jesus. The fuck is this guy? He's a terrible Pappas.
I don't
Hey,
know.
you know what? Not to spoil our fucking breakpoints, but, like, guess what? This movie doesn't get a fucking Pappas because he's so bad at it.
I'm so happy.
No Pappas.
I was really worried that you were going to say I have to get to him because I wouldn't. I'm not.
No, he doesn't get it. That's it. He doesn't get it. Fuck him.
I love that we're on the same page about Pappas because I knew it was going to be an issue. I'm sorry. I assumed it was going to be an issue with you. Good. No. You are not my fucking Pappas.
You're not Pappas. There's no wild card because everyone is so predictable and everyone is so like noble in their like, you know, criminal nobility. They're just these fucking like heroes that are like outlaws and living outside the system and saving the world. And God, it's so fucking exhausting having so many people that you're being told are these charming, charismatic people who are like saving the world when in fact they're not charming, they're not charismatic, they're fucking boring and preachy and wrong. And like what they're doing doesn't make a difference. And it's like, I don't know what to fucking do with this movie.
I don't get it because early on, he just reveals his card. He's like, he goes, "You're after the Ozeka 8." And I went, "Oh, dude, did you just like tell them? Like, did you just show your hand?"
Yeah, of course he did.
I'm like, you're just telling him that you're after him because I know what you guys are doing, which indicates that you're giving back and all that. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah,
so, I got news. This is bad. This is a poorly written movie.
This is a bad movie. Like I said before, man,
I didn't know how bad it was going to be, Zach.
I
apologize that I did pick this one because I didn't know.
They don't understand.
Because you said it was bad, but I didn't know how bad it was.
Silly action movie that they're trying to remake. They're so self-serious. They're doing it like.
If this movie was on its, which it could be, the only thing it shares with Point Break is the name. That it could just be something different, and I'd be like, oh, they like ripped off Point Break.
It shares a lot with Point Break, unfortunately.
But
it takes all the cold stuff. It doesn't take any of the warmth and fun and like what makes it so great.
If this movie existed without the title, I'd be like, oh, that Point Break rip-off thing. I'm like, yeah, that movie sucked, whatever. And I would leave it that.
This movie was called Chasing the Ozaki 8. Or
I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's that ripoff movie. This is like, it's a shame. It's a shame that you did this.
This is the worst type of remake.
Yeah.
You know?
It's got the stank of the name on it.
But, I mean, I've said this too many times probably, but, like, this movie, what is so bad about this movie is, like, all due to, like, Christopher Nolan. They see these Nolan movies, they see Inception, they see Dark Knight Rises, like, and they're like, oh yeah, we could do Point Break, but like Nolan. And they're like, they completely miss the point, you know? They take all the coldness of Nolan without the intriguing characters and interesting twists and like incredible visuals. And they're like, oh, we take the worst parts of Nolan with the bones of Point Break, assuming that, like, the bones are what makes it so good, but, like, not getting it.
This movie would be acceptable if it was Breakpoint and it came out in 91 and it was in the bin at a Walmart. And they were just trying to cash in off Point Break.
If it was like Transmorphers.
Then this is fine.
Sure.
this makes a whole lot of sense.
Like it's an asylum film. God.
So congratulations, director of this movie. You made me do an
Erickson Core.
You made me do a real film review. I love just to be silly and laugh and make stupid fart jokes while you review the movie. This is shitty. I had to spend the last half hour analyzing about the fucking movie. I don't like this. Very angry. Not how I wanted to spend my fucking one day off.
Look, we've got to eject the Erickson Core. I love his name. It's my favorite thing about this movie is his name.
Let's just do the tropes to get him out the way.
I want to say before we get into the break points and really wrap this bad boy up, I want to say the thing that could have redeemed the movie is if they had done the ending right. But they make everything far too explicit, and like the ambiguity of Bodhi's ending, the idea of like he goes out in that storm to ride those waves and we don't know if he survives or not. You assume no, but there's that little bit of chance, that there's that tiny glimmer of like maybe Bodhi got away and is out there like doing whatever. But like that's part of what makes this, like the original Point Break, so interesting and so good.
When he comes back. that
too.
That Australian.
He's not coming back.
Sorry, I really just wanted to do that impersonation. What's
a flawless Australian?
I would have allowed this ending because I did look up from my phone or whatever I was doing because I stopped watching the movie. I didn't care anymore. But I looked up and he was driving the boat into the wave, and then I saw that he did get on a surfboard. I was like, oh, is he just gonna drive a boat into? I'm like, that's so much.
That's not really what he does. That's not like.
No, that
doesn't count as the Ozaki 8.
I really wanted him to drive the boat into the wave and be like, all right, that's fine. Like, okay.
That counts.
Just because of how stupid it would have been. Like, all right, fine. You left on a high note. Just stupidity.
It's an act of ultimate trust.
You really kamikaze the ocean. You fucking dunce.
It's like on like a level of stupidity, it's only like one notch above the like putting the boat between the whales and the whaleboat.
Yeah, because but the surf part, when he kept snaking his wave, I hated that I kept saying there's snake on the wave, but we like
you snaked me out there. He kind of sounds French.
Yeah,
you're like
we like Utah because we know that he's supposed to be the hero. Or I'm sorry, not Utah. We like not Utah.
Bodhi?
So we're watching him, and then they're fighting over the wave. So really, it's anyone's, but we're going to favor Utah because we know him. We don't know that's Bodhi.
Yeah.
So then when he quote-unquote steals it, and we meet Bodhi, even though after he says him, we're like, oh, that's the asshole who stole the wave. We initially don't like him. And we're supposed to somehow like him because, oh, that's Bodhi.
Oh, he almost got the Ozaki 8.
But we don't like you, and he's being shitty at Utah.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of a recluse asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
He keeps to himself. You're like, no, there's nothing charming. I know you've already said this, but I wanted to say it again.
No, it needs to be said.
Like him.
It needs to be said.
At no point did we root for him.
Yeah.
You root for fucking Bodhi the whole time they're robbing banks. You want them to get away.
Yeah. And then when shit gets out of hand and people start dying, it's like, oh, this got real. And he's like, he either has to like turn himself in or he has to go like all out. And when he goes all out, it's terrifying. Like it's scary that he's like, he has a genuinely menacing quality to him.
No one's controlling the wheel. Holy shit moment. Or this, we're like, no, he came with guns. He was already ready. He was already willing to do whatever.
Yeah. Well, and so when I listened to the Catherine Bigelow miniseries on Blank Check, they like when they talked about this movie Point Break, the original, they talked a lot about Swayze having that sort of like sociopath energy where it's like he's this charismatic like guy, almost like cult leader-y, who's like you can get swept up in his wake and kind of like pulled along with him, but also he has this edge to him. Like you think he could turn and hurt somebody, and like this like Edgar Ramirez, this like new Bodhi, he doesn't have that. You don't see him like he doesn't seem unhinged in any way, which Swayze does.
And it really hits close to home when you have the comparison on film, like with the War Child gang. You're like, oh no, these guys are fucking bad. These guys are also criminals who are doing bad things.
This hair?
They're doing bad things, and Bodhi has a problem with them too. He doesn't hate anybody, but he doesn't agree with them, and when they attack Utah, he defends Utah because he says, no, that's not what we're about. So you can see that line of, no, I'm a good guy, bad guy.
Yeah.
It's very obvious for the audience.
But when he's like, you know, when he's put in that situation where he's got to like lash out and fight back or get caught, like he's going to protect himself. And like, there's a genuine danger and like threat to Swayze that like this guy doesn't have. War Child.
Seriously.
Seriously. So Okay.
I
let's do
wish
these.
I wish they were just wearing shirts that identify with their character. Like he had a Patrick Swayze shirt on the whole movie to be like, hey, this is who I am in case you keep forgetting. Because then maybe we see the shirt and be like, oh, I like him. Like,
Oh, oh yeah, I should like him.
just a little visual reminder.
You know, he was in that terrible remake of Dirty Dancing.
And then Chowder would just have a bowl with a spoon sticking out.
He's carrying oyster crackers with him.
Because we don't remember who he is. Not if we should like him. Just don't know who you are.
Who the fuck is Chowder?
God damn it. They just all have different chef hats on.
Oh boy! All right, let's
Fuck
do these
this movie.
Let's do these break points so we
right.
can fucking stop talking about this forever. I told you, man. Like
You did.
We went to we went to this
my
on
fault.
Christmas.
I'm sorry.
We went to this on Christmas 2015 because that's our tradition. We see a movie on Christmas, like me and my wife, and like we both thought Point Break. Oh, that'll be cool. And we left, and we were like, "What the fuck, dude?"
So
Like, it was very upsetting.
All right.
Numero uno. Young, dumb, full of cum.
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a rookie. Okay.
Stupid. Wildcat? No.
No Pappas.
No Pappas.
Even though there's a character called Angelo Pappas.
Falls for a girl. I mean, girls,
Yeah.
I can't prove that it's the same actress.
No, that's Samsara.
There's
Sa-
there's some
Sam Sarah. She's two girls. Yes, I said
adrenaline junkies.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
give it to him. Like this
Even
is gonna
Utah
rank
at the beginning, like, is an adrenaline junkie because that's what he.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
that's poor
so
Jeff.
stupid.
Poor Jeff.
Like they missed these. It was like studio notes. Like they told him, like, okay, but make him like he's into extreme sports too. Like before he goes to the FBI, and it's like. You don't understand that him not being into it is important because he goes and Tyler teaches him how to surf, and that's how he works his way in. It's this whole thing. Like,
Well,
they just missed the point.
I thought to myself, like, well, what did I want? A shot-for-shot remake? I'm like, that would have been better than this.
Like the Vince Vaughn Psycho?
Yeah. But no, like, I didn't need shot-for-shot, but I just needed an attempt.
Like, the changes that they made were the wrong changes.
Yeah.
And it looks bad. It's just a bad-looking movie, you know?
Frenemies.
Frenemies, yeah, I guess. I guess.
I
yeah.
suppose. I think he did like them. I'm pretty sure that they were just friends. I don't think they were ever enemies. I don't think.
Until he chased him on that motorcycle.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. That's exactly right. Till he climbed up that mountain and they jumped off the fucking into the falls.
Yeah, and lived fugitive
Yeah,
style. Both of them.
Yeah, I did like when Bodhi said I didn't kill my wife and Utah said I don't care.
Like, well, the big thing in Real Point Break
I love the fugitive.
is that he jumps off because he's gonna rescue the girl because that's the most important thing. And that's why he does it.
The jump from the plane with the no parachute is so much cooler than the free climb jump off the falls into the water. Like, that's dumb.
That we don't see anything.
There's no stakes
There's
to
a
it.
long time that we watch him and Bodhi fall in the real one.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
he's telling him, like, you got to let go of the gun because I'm not pulling the
and he still
cord.
has respect for him.
Yeah.
And this was something else.
I think that's something is called a bad movie.
This was different. 50-Year Storm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yozaki
sure.
8 is a stupid 50-year storm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Bodhisattva.
Yeah.
The Bodhivista.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yep. Spiritual.
Yozaki.
Yep. Okay. Yozaki 8.
Mass, at one point they had them.
Somebody stop me.
And they had helmets. I mean, they had them in the for a second.
In the video, they had those masks
it
that
counts.
had the ex-presidents
It had
on
Bush
them.
on it. Mission accomplished.
It had Bush, and it also had there was a Reagan, which whatever. It's all bad. It's all bad. I hate it.
Heist goes wrong. I don't know.
Not really. I didn't give it to it.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes right. Everyone dies, thank God.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, it goes wrong, yes, in that bank. There's an issue, but it seemed like each one they kind of were ready to.
It was fine. It didn't matter if it
know what
went
I'm saying?
wrong. Like, it didn't matter if it went wrong because they're not real heists. They're about, like, fucking over this institution or returning gold to the earth or, like...
I don't know. Didn't you get the feel, especially with the underground fighting, that they were like, but it's like Fight Club where they don't care.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
They were trying to, like...
They were trying to merge a lot of movies
yeah.
together in one.
Too many bad ideas make for a disgusting chowder.
But yeah, that's the thing about, like, it goes wrong. It's like, well, no, because each one they planned on cops showing up, so it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Exactly.
They weren't trying to beat a clock. They had a different plan.
I feel like they saw the opening of Dark Knight Rises with the plane, and they were like, "Oh, we got to do some shit like that," and then they didn't.
What if this was
because they didn't have the budget?
What if this was a whole movie? Like, what if this plane heist was that whole movie?
Look, man, if it's directed by Christopher Nolan, I'm on board. Like, he's a fucking master.
Get it?
But like,
you love him.
You know, via con Dios.
Yeah, I mean, lets him go.
Yeah, lets him go.
Whatever.
Utah lets Bodie go. He lets him drive his boat right into that fucking wave.
80%.
What a bad
Here's
movie.
the thing. It's a remake and it only got 80%, so fuck off.
Well, no, but I think even more, like, damning is that it hits all these points that we thought were so important to Point Break, but it still doesn't come close to, like,
isn't a Keystone movie.
The magic of what it is.
You dumb dummy.
Yeah, but still.
But still what? But still Wiper?
Where does this go in your ranking for the
whatever the
Point
bottom
Breakdown?
Is, or the bottom is.
So I don't know what your bottom was.
I hate this the most.
I think your bottom was.
I don't remember hating anything.
Your bottom was Sugar and Spice, I believe.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
My bottom was The Vault.
I'd watch The Vault over this.
Oh, God, so would I.
Here's the thing. I've watched The Vault, I want to say 2 or 3 times. So, yes.
Ugh.
So, there you go.
Man.
At least it's original.
That's true. For how stupid and cliche it is, it's not like it
I will
took
never. I promise. I'm making a promise to everyone. I will never watch this movie again.
It's not.
I will go out of my way not to. Now that I've said it,
it's not like this movie feels like they took like the corpse of your childhood dog and brought it back to life and gave it like I don't know, like a mohawk or something, and we're like, yeah, it's different though, right?
Doing the live action Disney movie to me.
Oh, it's exactly that. Which it's just working on nostalgia. It's not like trying to make something better. It's just like we have to make it different enough that we're doing our own thing, but we need to stick like adherently. Like we have to really be.
You know what this movie is? It's the extra song they put in to the live action Disney movie. That's what this is.
They're
like that extra one song.
They're like, we took out Be Prepared and we added in this, and you're like, why? Like, Be Prepared sucks. Number one.
First off, I like Be Prepared.
I know you like Be Prepared, but it sucks. But like, here's the thing: leave it in.
Watch Scar's face when he's tiptoeing around, being a real creep. He does seem sickly and sexual.
What's with like 90s Disney villains being so horny?
They really are.
Like,
Jafar
why are they coded so weirdly sexual?
Ursula was needed.
Ursula was like
those eels.
Ursula would have called off all the shit if
Gaston
Triton had just given her some fucking Trident.
Gaston was gonna rape.
Dude, Gaston is... dude, everyone is so weirdly horny and gross.
I'm going to say it was Cocoam and Pocahontas. Cocoam was the one that needed...
I don't know.
But he was kind of a bad guy.
Well, think about Hunchback of Notre Dame. The whole point is that it's this priest at the cathedral who wants to fuck this, like, gypsy woman.
Yeah,
That's the whole thing.
You can't blame him.
You're like, oh, God. And that's, like, how he's evil. He's like... he's awful.
Yeah.
You never saw Hunchback? It's fine. I don't love it. I don't remember any of the songs.
It's probably too late for me to see it.
You can see it if you want.
Thank you.
You want to watch it?
No.
We'll put it on. I got Disney Plus.
Oh, Rescuers Down Under. That guy wanted to fuck that bird. Man, that guy really wanted to get that bird.
He really did.
He had a whole contraption made for getting that bird.
He wanted to eat the eggs. The way he talked about eggs was like...
It was George C. Scott, wasn't it? What's that George C. Scott's
voice? I think it was. He talked to his lizard, who was named like Elizabeth or something. Like it was...
God, can we watch Rescuers Down Under next week? Let's do that.
No.
Okay, that's my pick for body swaps. That guy is swapped out with someone... who wants to fuck a lizard.
So, for anyone who didn't listen last week, what the fuck is wrong with you? But also...
we have big news.
No. We didn't talk about... at the top of this episode, we forgot to mention like what we're doing between the seasons, which is we're going through each of the previous seasons, and we're doing a throwback movie that we wanted to include.
They've already done.
Oh, shit, I stopped recording. I didn't. I'm still recording.
We're doing big next week.
No, so I wanted to, as like a preface to that, we're doing movies that we kind of wish we had done or could have done or that type of thing. Like, obviously, this movie we didn't wish we had done for, the Point Breakdown, but like,
we did.
I now comfortably know that I never have to watch this movie again.
Well,
and next week for Freaky Wednesday for Body Swaps, we're talking Big, one of my favorite movies.
I've never seen it.
Wait, you've never seen it?
Never seen Big.
Oh, I love this. This is going to be good. I'm really interested in your takes. I want to hear every little bit you got. We're going to do a 2-hour episode. We're talking Big. It's a big episode for Big.
If this is anything like Judd Nelson, vice versa.
Judge Reinhold? It's a lot like vice versa. It is a lot like vice versa.
I can't believe how much I like that movie from the cover alone. I'm like, oh yeah.
Dude, vice versa rules.
Judge Reinhouse on a surfboard, like with a fucking ice cream cone or some shit.
Love how you get part of his name wrong every time.
Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reynolds, Judd Reynolds, Judge Reinhouse.
My name is Judd.
I love it. All right, well, that's it for us this week. I guess I should fucking open my thing so I can read off the stuff. God damn it. I hated this movie.
Let's treat this like the dong of a duck and wrap it up.
Well, thanks for listening this week. Tell all your friends about us and be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what we do, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us online at KeystoneCopycats.com. We're at Keystone Copycats on Instagram and Facebook and at Keystone Copycat on Twitter. If you got something to say, you can email us at KeystoneCopycats@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 513-239-7682. Check out Sinclarity, A Dinosaur's Tale, comes out on Fridays. And until next time, I'm going to be Zach Utah. He will be. See you next week.